Hi, this is Angel Jones. I love great conversations where life's journey is communicated not only through words, but tones and emotions. Explosive expressions that allow you to feel what they felt and learned. A fool learns only from his own mistake, while the wise learn from their own and from those others have made. Thanks for being here with us. Good morning, Jeanet Annoff. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
Well, going great, but it's afternoon where I am.
Oh my, where are you?
I'm in Portugal.
Interesting.
Mhm.
What time is it there now?
It's 3:21.
Okay. Well, I could say good afternoon for you. I'm a bit off and off. Sorry, I'm a bit off on time. You laughed. I got her to laugh, folks. All right. So, good afternoon, Jeanette. How are you going on this wonderful afternoon?
I'm going great.
Tell me which of your talents is responsible for us meeting.
Curiosity
Hmm.
and a challenge.
Who did you? Is it specifically the challenge of you doing something new, or that I am in a challenge?
Oh, just everything about it. And to have an interview in 12 minutes.
So, who did you learn the skill of curiosity from?
I think it's just inborn.
Why will you continue to repeat the skill of curiosity?
I I am just that way,
Are you sure?
really. Yes, I'm curious about everything, about everyone. I talk to strangers on the street. I
I
I'm
love
just
that.
curious.
I was the same too. Like, I would speak to socially displaced people. Some people,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
what are those? What are socially displeased people?
Well, they're usually called vagrants, street dwellers.
Oh,
Yep,
displaced. Like
yep,
people without
street
homes.
dwellers. Yeah, they
Aha.
had some of the most
Okay.
intriguing stories. I thought some of them, not
Okay.
all of them. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And then it became dangerous.
No, not all of
Yeah,
them.
sometimes it's dangerous too
It
because
goes for
one
everyone.
time this guy tripped on me, and I realized, okay, there's no reasoning there. Like, you can't expect a conversation there. So, for those listening, be careful with that if you're doing that. Tell me one thing you've done consistently over the past 3 years, please.
Changing my mind.
Changing your mind. Okay, how does that make you feel?
Well, in 2014, I realized I was thinking so many thoughts of self-loathing about myself. And I thought the only way I could change my life if I can change my mind, the way I think about myself and about my life. And then I figured out how to do that and did it. Think different thoughts.
How did you do that?
Mm, if you do it consistently,
Pretty simple, right? Yeah, I love that. That was actually that has been the theme of the conversations for the entire morning, though. Like, that way of. So, all right. So I had a
hmm
conversation this morning, both with my mother and my wife, and
oh,
that conversation was surrounding
oh,
how we process
oh,
memories, how we choose which to keep and which to let go of. And we also spoke about forgiveness and how forgiveness creates a transportation of neutral. So, when in forgiveness, the things that could scar your memories and
oh.
then scar your life and the way you think
Well, yeah,
doesn't
I
happen as
studied
much.
forgiveness for a bit. Yeah, I did. I did. And then I
Oh,
found a
really?
book that just completely changed my mind about it. It was really awesome, really.
What's the name of the book?
The title of the book annoyed me so much that I thought, oh, there must be something in there. I didn't read the book completely. I just did some of the worksheets. It was called Radical Forgiveness by Colin Tippin. And
Radical Forgiveness.
and
Wow.
the basic idea of his work is that you come into this life because you chose it. And you chose to have this life, you chose to have these experiences. So if you chose your life, is there anything to forgive? And just the idea, it just completely
Ooh.
rattled me because, well, I have been, my life hasn't been very easy as a child and so on. So I thought I had a lot to forgive. But then just the idea that if I chose to have these experiences, then I also have what it takes to come out on top and to not have them break me. And that empowered me.
It is empowering.
Oh,
I was looking at the thoughts as to how someone gets a car.
hmm,
Someone could think, hey, I want a car. And then they go look at the car and then
yeah.
they have a picture in their
Hmm.
mind. Some people actually stick a picture of the car
Oh,
on a wall, and they get the car. And then I started to think, okay, if thinking about a car could get you a car, what then? The other thoughts that are there bouncing around, the thoughts of I'm good enough or I'm not good enough. And it really intrigued me because I wondered what was that getting me.
mm. Well, I think I think that people don't have to be that specific. I think that if you just think about the experience of driving in the car that you love and being free to go wherever you want to go, then that will do the same thing. But then you won't be limited by a certain car or anything.
I agree. Because you're correct. Because you know what happens? People
Yeah.
get the car and then wonder, where do I go? Love it. All right. Why would you suggest that someone do what you've done? And that I would say specifically to that to the forgiveness aspect of what we were speaking about.
Oh, well, I I don't like to tell people what to do or that people should do something that I have done because people do what works for them. What I would like to say to anyone who's listening, if you feel dissatisfied about your life, if you feel there's something not really working, that means you've got what it takes to change it. Right.
Love that. Let's switch gears for a bit now, Jeanette.
Oh,
Let me invite you into my time machine
oh,
that
cool.
is surrounded with beautiful, warm blue Caribbean water.
Oh, dear,
What
dear.
is your earliest childhood memory?
I wrote it. I wrote it in your questionnaire. My first childhood memory. Oh, it was when I was beaten with a wooden stick. Oops. Yeah, it happens.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does happen. I had a conversation with Sheila Unique, and she talked about her and her twin sister, and this is this morning, and they wandered off, and then her mother
Yes.
found them, and she said they got a licking. So it's just that would be two conversations right before I had this conversation. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
nothing new.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it isn't. But the thing that really um, jumped out at me from that experience is of course, I had my hands covering my bottom where I was being smacked. And then afterwards, my father gave me this ointment on my hands because my hands were red. And the way he cared for my hands was just so kind. And he looked at me as if to say, "I'm sorry I had to do this because I had done something." And I had accidentally set fire to something. Yeah, yeah. I was about 3. I didn't mean to, but whoa. Okay.
Wow.
So that was a bit surreal.
Yeah. So tell me, what are you doing as a career path now, or just as where are you functioning within right now?
Well, let's say I'm still in the state of curiosity what to do. Um, I was ill 5 years ago.
Okay.
I had cervical cancer, had to have a hysterectomy, and then there were some other things afterwards. And I've been on recovery in the past 5 years. And I'm now like, I recently moved to Portugal and I'm figuring out how to go from here. Yeah.
It could be worse, right? It could be worse.
Oh, well, I'd rather think in terms of how does it get any better than this?
Love that. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Well, that's hard to say because I think I was into classical music. Popular music was not allowed, and I listened to classical music, especially flute. And I had some lessons. So I think my favorite melodies would be from, well, she's Dutch, Berdien Stenberg, from her album Pirouette, or George Zamfir, he plays the pan flute.
Intriguing.
All right,
Please do send me the links of that song.
really.
We've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, yes, we've arrived already. Before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. Yes or no, Jeanet. Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
No, why would I? Everybody has skills of their own. Why would they need mine?
This is the second time I've heard that answer out of 430 conversations thus far.
Oh, really? I think a lot of people want to pass on their skills because they haven't been making the most of their own. Sorry.
Yeah. It's intriguing though, I'll tell you.
Oh.
It's the second time, but I think it was yesterday that I got that answer.
You must hear a lot of different. You must hear a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, I do. I tell you, I do. You are very interesting in terms of your spaces between answers, but not emptiness, just thoughtfulness. It's always intriguing, the different types of conversations we're having. Are you married?
No, I have been married twice.
Do you have children?
No, none that are living.
Do you believe in God?
Not in the religious sense.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Well, I have at least one friend, and I am also my own friend, so that makes two. So that would make a very small inner circle, but it's a circle, I think. If you have a circle with two. Do you want to be my friend?
If I would like to be your friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Then I have three.
Then you'll have three to make a triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a circle doesn't have any points or sides, right? So two could be a circle.
Really? Oh, okay. Sorry. Then I don't need you.
Ooh. Ooh.
Just kidding.
I'm joking. I'm glad you're joking too. Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No, I don't have a TV.
Wow. How about computer time? How many hours do you think you spend on the computer or the phone?
Well, I do everything on my computer, work and Facebook and everything. So I'm spending quite a lot on my computer.
Okay. Jeanet Annoff. It has been a
Yes.
great pleasure having you. Before you leave,
Thank you.
Before you leave, though,
Likewise.
before you leave, is there anything you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Oh, just be your awesome self.
Love it. Jeanet Annoff, thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you for having me.
Amazing audience, before you leave, there's one person I'd like to introduce you to, Amanda Jones. She is my wife, and her passion is to educate, encourage, and empower.
Hi, I'm Amanda Jones, and I'm a registered nurse. Do you or someone you know have diabetes? According to the International Diabetes Federation, in 2015 worldwide, 415 million people were living with diabetes. Just as that figure is overwhelming, so too can the effects of diabetes be. So, to help simplify diabetes for both adult and child, I've used rhymes in my books, The ABCs of Diabetes for Children and Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes. At its simplest, rhymes help us to remember. If you, a child or friend, Want an easy, reader-friendly way to know about diabetes? Then get a copy of these books. For more details, you can go to poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.